All right, so I'm going to react to this fairly new video in the last 24 hours, published by a channel that I used to be a follower of, but this creator seems to have either changed substantially from when I first encountered their content, or, was just the same all along, but I was to use one of her words, I was too naive to see through all the red flags that this creator had been flagging. And I think the reason why I was so naive is because the woman whose face is appearing on the screen here, BJ Corville, had sort of seemed to endorse High Priestess Steph's channel. Okay. Well, BJ, I guess would ask you, do you still endorse High Priestess Steph's channel when she's making fun of a project that one of your former moderators, NolaLola, and Illyria, a former supporter of yours, and Rob, DivineVigor, a former supporter of yours, this puffball headband thing, they're making fun of, I suppose it's me. Do you still endorse High Priestess Steph, BJ? I'd love to know, because if you do, I mean, you do you, boo, but seems like High Priestess Steph is creating a lot of nonsense among those of us who have substantially financially supported you. Myself, Bonnie Dwyer, Jamie Marie Gilmore, shout out to Jamie. I brought Jamie Gilmore into High Priestess Steph's community. Jamie was not, quote unquote, to use a High Priestess Steph word, Jamie was not vibing with their tribe, but Jamie believed that it was the only way that we could try to get justice for Dahlia specifically, and possibly justice for Amanda Rabb. And hopefully, Bam's gonna bam, but hopefully he can bam without any future guardianships. But yeah, I mean, BJ, I think you know how much I appreciate everything you do. We don't have really any direct communication, but I do consistently appreciate your videos. I do consistently comment and support your all your content on all the platforms. And while I'm not in a financial position anymore to support you as much as I was able to in prior years, I do send very small, very small but consistent cash ups to you to support your work, because I don't want to do it through YouTube anymore, because that was weaponized by Lima and others. So let's just get into this video and see if we can somehow figure out where it all went wrong, where the love affair went wrong. And by love affair, I'm saying that very ironically. I have no love for Steph, but Steph is very much about love and light bombing everybody. So let's see what Miss Stephanie has to say.
The creator we had united in our admiration for had been silenced and suppressed under vexatious litigation, which is a law term I learnt that summer.
Oh, a law term you learned that summer, kind of like in Legally Blonde when she uses terms in everyday life. I mean, Steph, a law term I learned that summer. Oh my gosh. All right. We'll just keep going. We'll just keep going.
She couldn't talk about
word for word of what we got.
The case we were all so disturbed by at all. On the whole, if I'd continued to cover this case solely, we at least would have garnered more eyes. Instead, surprise, surprise, I would be distracted by more lies, but before I walk her...
This constant rhyming, it could be sort of like a tick or some sort of, neurological or neuro, it could be part of Steph's neurodiversity. If so, I appreciate your right to be as neurodiverse as you were made to be, but I got to tell you, the constant rhyming, it feels both childish, and given all your other imagery, it feels like you're trying to cast some kind of a spell. It feels like you're trying to put people into a trance to go along with whatever you say. That's just my opinion, but let's hear you out.
Us into discord, disrepair.
Yeah, discord, disrepair. Okay, just look at the word. Look, you love words so much, Steph. Look up the word discord and figure out if there's any other way you could have achieved your, goals of world domination without inviting a bunch of us into a Discord server that you didn't know anything about. Like that you just basically like let everybody else but me and a couple other people, you let everybody else, have access to all the information, and then you blame me and you call me a catfish. Like that's just next level. I mean, anybody knows me knows I do not like British people, but like you're giving me a billion more reasons not to like any of y'all. The way you and Sophie are acting, honestly.
And talk to you of an irrelevant pair.
Okay, I think pear. I don't know if she's trying to make a pun about pear therapeutics, or if she's saying an irrelevant pair, P-A-I-R, meaning me and Brennan. I don't know, because she seems to be directing a lot of energy toward me and Brennan. And quite frankly, Brennan is the one that set up the damn server. Okay. And I was just a participant in her stupid server. Okay. Like I had no power in there. I went in there in good faith, assuming that this was something BJ was endorsing. The moment I found out BJ was not only not endorsing it, she was like harmed by it. I got the hell out. I didn't like try to convince BJ for 8 freaking months that I was right and she was wrong. No, I got the hell out. Okay.
There were suggestions there that we should host a raffle to help.
Yeah, that was Michelle's suggestion. Michelle, the person who had all of our information. So Michelle could do a raffle because she knew exactly what our real names were. She was asking for our Cash App. I mean, Michelle was is, I suppose the woman's still alive. Michelle is a piece of work. So, hey, Steph, what's Michelle's information? Let's dox Michelle since she doxed all the rest of us with the information you handed over to her, you stupid British traitor.
Help with BJ's legal fund. And for a moment, I felt like a PTA mum. Not trying to make anyone feel dumb, but wouldn't it be best served to pour that same energy into sharing the story?
Okay, well, yeah, it would be. So why didn't you say, no, sorry, don't do any raffles? Why didn't you say, if you want to do a raffle, go do it on your own Discord server. The server is for stuff. Why didn't you just come out and say that stuff? I mean, even a PTA mom knows how to tell, toddlers no. What took you so long, girl? What took you so long?
With larger creators? The trolls and their haters didn't think so. Onwards they would go, doing who even knows what. Apparently, they bothered a Z-list celeb.
Okay, she's calling them the trolls. And she's saying apparently, whereas the only troll that I know that bothered a Z-list celeb, who I suppose is Bam Margera, so she's, throwing shade at Bam, that's fine, fair enough. Throw shade at whoever you want, don't care. The person who did it as supposedly Steph's right-hand person, and that this was all on behalf of BJ. And it wasn't even Bam that I believe Brennan reached out to. It was Danny, who's now Mrs. Bam, but at the time I don't even think they were engaged at the time. I think they were still just had been dating for a few months. And Danny's like, yeah, sure, we'll do it. And then we never heard anything more about it, about the raffle or anything. Okay. Which is fine, because I thought the raffle was a stupid idea too. But a group of us started making the headbands, and that you're now that NolaLola, aka Lori, had supposedly been in touch with BJ, and BJ was authorizing us to do this. Okay. Now, I never saw anything in writing from BJ about this. I just saw things from NolaLola, who claimed to be in touch with BJ about this. And later on, a few months later, BJ did shout out Lori and Bonnie about headbands. Okay. But there were 5 of us in that group making the headbands. There were 5 of us in the group that was supposed to be making the headbands. It was myself, Bonnie, Lori, aka NolaLola, who was at the time friends with BJ and a mod for BJ, and is now friends with you, Steph, and a mod for you. Okay, just putting all the pieces together for those who are new to this situation. And then there's ElyriaSand, who at the time was a supporter of BJ and now is trash talking BJ on your chat. And also in the pet puffball headband gang was DivineVigor, Robin, again, whose last name I would have never known had Jamie not told me. And how does Jamie know it? Because the 5th member of the headband gang was the membership verifier assigned by Steph, and that was Michelle Diane Belmont, I suppose. I guess that's the real name. I don't know, Steph. You've got all this information, and you keep teasing BJ with it, and it seems like somebody else is putting you up to all this stuff. I'm just saying. This is, I mean, maybe this is normal behavior in the United Kingdom. This is really creepy behavior in the United States of America. Like, if you know who these people are, publish the list so that we can all be aware of them, okay? And you want to publish my name on a list and say I'm a catfish? Fair enough. Go ahead. Because I think people who know me know I'm not, all right? Stephanie Cobban.
And unofficially got a skateboard, or so they said. But then they also said that I'd set this dumb raffle up to swindle pennies.
Well, you didn't denounce it, okay? You made some suggestions about cry-cut machines and I mean, like, everybody was instead of just donating what they could, even if that was $5 to the GoFundMe, everybody was coming up with these ideas of how to raise other money. Now, I think that the headbands are still a viable revenue stream for somebody. Maybe it's going to be my channel's thing instead of BJ's channel. I don't know, but I definitely think that the headbands were I know at least I and Brett Grace thought the headbands were cute. That's all I'm going to say. And I'm sure BJ thought they were cute too.
Let me tell you, my 2 cents of any is worth way more than that. That's not my style. I was trying to...
What is your style, Steph? Because you just don't really have a consistent style. You kind of like just morph, you kind of like molt like a snake over and over. New skin every couple of days. It's weird. I mean, whatever.
Delegate, which for a while was going great.
You delegated every damn thing to every damn person without even, vetting the people you were delegating to. And the one damn thing you delegated to me cost me a hell of a lot of money, and you barely thanked me, and then you bolted me from each. I mean, like, you're just so. It's like. It just, it. I've come across a lot of really nasty women in my lifetime. And trust me, I can be pretty nasty too. But this is just, stuff. I mean, it's nearly impossible to make Brennan look good. But you are certainly the best chance Brennan has to ever look good again. It's just by comparison to you. That's all I'm saying.
My newfound real mates had some serious skills. Oh, and YouTube has never paid my bills.
And YouTube has never paid my bills. Well, no, but I hope you pay your bills. If you spend this much time on YouTube, I hope you're paying some of your bills with it. Otherwise, it's just a very toxic hobby you have here. I mean, you're a shit show, Steph. I may be a troll, not. But you calling me it, I'm just going to call you shit. Okay? Because that's what you are. Which I guess to translate to the British would be shite. You're shite, Steph. You're shite. You're Stephanie and you're shite.
I left others to raffle, though I was dubious from the start, and continued to share info that speaks to my heart.
again, with the rhyming, it's just, it's so ridiculous.
And here's the part where the sickness returned.
Ooh, scary sickness.
I felt the scold before inevitable burn. I would learn by primary troll of seemingly a whole.
Okay, so she's assigning different roles. Brennan, I guess, in her little sick fantasy world, is primary troll. And I don't think Brennan's a troll. I think Brennan is Brennan has a Brennan has an MO that works very well in the short term for Brennan. But it's the type of MO that as soon as it stops working, she moves on and just uses the same MO again, and it works good in the short term, and it's just lather, rinse, repeat for Brennan. Okay, but Steph is calling her the primary troll and me the troll number 2. Okay? Just for people who are like, WTF did I walk into here?
New aspect to this case. The troll was excited, delighted.
This is about pair therapeutics. I've done videos on this. It was something that Sophie discovered, passed on to Brennan, or it got shared with Brennan and Appa, who is another person. Appa apparently is still part of Steph's coven, but the rest of us have been excommunicated from the High Priestess's little spiritual, what's the word? Spiritual reprogramming camp. I don't know what the hell these people do. I don't know how she got all these people from BJ's community to switch on BJ, but perhaps Steph is in cahoots with Dissociated and or Lima. I don't know. Lima, I don't know.
In the drama, this particular troll knows nothing of.
I mean, we did used to call SOFLY SOFLYMA, so I'm just saying, anything's possible. Anything is possible.
Karma, the harm a daily occurrence. Barely anything it said made actual sense. After hours.
I mean, I'll agree with her there. And nothing it said made actual sense. So why did she then send me on this goose chase of chasing down expensive court papers and then abruptly ban me the following day? What was the timing on that stuff? And trust me, I have all the receipts on this. So just, receipts, like literal financial receipts from like Pacer and such. Just saying. Not to mention financial receipts from continuing to give you $4 a month for months and months and months after you were, trying to cancel me unsuccessfully, I might add.
Hours of serving some pretense with nonsense documents. I went back to my friends.
Nonsense documents. Is she talking about what I got to her? Is she talking about what I sent to her? All the court cases against pair therapeutics? You asked me to look for them, bitch. The fuck?
Told them somewhere here something strange had happened.
When you messaged me and said, are you?
Okay, so this is Lori, aka NolaLola, aka supposedly BJ's friend and moderator, who was pasting BJ's DMs to her in Steph's server without BJ's consent. Okay, so this is the kind of people we're dealing with here. I mean, with mods like this, Lima doesn't need lawyers. Like when BJ has mods like NolaLola, Lima can file pro se. I mean, like, I don't know. I hope I'm wrong. I'm praying I'm wrong. I'm praying I'm the bad guy here. If I'm the bad guy here, that's fine, because I can deal with me. But if all these other people are as heinous as they appear here, we got way bigger problems.
Deal with like the protection aspect, and I literally.
So when you said the protection aspect, of course, Rambo Lola wants to, say, I'll get an Uzi and I'll shoot everybody that comes around you. That's literally what Lori put in a group text with me and a couple other supporters of BJ. Like, this is what Lori texted me. And I got really alarmed. I like blocked all these people after she texted me that. So I was like, that is some next level scary shit. Like that Lima could use that. Like Lima could weaponize Lori so much. And it seems like maybe she has. I don't know.
They thought you meant like security at your house and not a psychic attack. But once I realized, I was like, man, she was asking me for help on that part and I didn't even realize it.
Yeah.
Okay, so she didn't want Rambo. She wanted like you know, sage and spells that she could cast on the house for protection. Okay, got it.
I think you sensed it way back then.
I was picking up on some energy, and this is kind of what I mean. Two things happened. One night,
I was picking up on some energy.
I had this I couldn't breathe thing.
I couldn't breathe. I can't breathe.
I woke up in the middle of the night gasping for breath.
Maybe because you're a fucking chain smoker, you just dumb bitch.
Pretty terrifying. I feel like that was some kind of spiritual psychic attack. And
Steph, you're so fucking dramatic, girl. It was your prerogative to let anybody into that server and to ban anybody out of that server. You had no problem banning me as soon as you got what little you wanted from me. So why not just ban Brennan next? Why not just ban Jamie next? Why not just ban everybody and have people come back crawling over glass to beg you to let them back into your stupid little server that BJ never wanted you to have in the first place, you dumb British biatch.
yeah,
Absolutely.
I was talking to these people. I was letting them talk to me a lot. I was giving.
Okay, so she just put Spirit Queen on the thing. Spirit Queen is a lady named Joanna. I mean, there's many different Spirit Queens, okay? But I'm assuming it's the same lady named Joanna who called me saying that that NolaLola was causing a lot of trouble for BJ, not just with the Discord server, but with other things that have been going on. And that she just wanted me to give her everything I had on NolaLola. And I said, well, I don't feel comfortable because I don't know who you are. I said, but if you can put someone in touch with me, I said, you can put me directly in touch with BJ, or you can put me directly in touch with Monica. And I can't speak to what happened after that.
A lot of my energy, a lot of my time. Like, I really regret that. As well, but
You live and you learn.
you do, yeah, you do. And you know, now I know, but you have to trust your instincts when these things happen, because
It's so weird, like just this imagery here. She's got a laptop with live, and then she's got me on it and Jamie, okay? And something about daily routine, which is something I used to say, that like my daily routine was getting messed up by all this drama. Because like I did have a really non-negotiable daily routine. And then somehow this whole Discord thing ended up taking over my freaking life. And so over here is, I guess it must be Michelle, Cephals, and Brennan, and then me and Jamie, I guess. I mean, I honestly, I suppose, I mean, I suppose I can see that. I suppose as a fan of parodies and everything, I suppose I can see Jamie, Bonnie, Brennan, Cephals, and that must be Michelle, because MJ's doesn't look like that. But MJ is another one that's kind of escaped any sort of calling out by Steph, which is interesting.
because they're telling you something. And the other thing that happened was when some information was brought to the server, that I was being told, like, you need to share this, you've got to share this like immediately or whatever. And I was like, no, hang on a minute. I feel like this is very serious information. And if this
Okay, so I don't know if that's the lawsuits or something, but it's like, she asked me to research it. I researched it. I believe in transparency and openness. And like, if I found this, I spent the money on it. I'm not going to wait for Steph. Steph's not my freaking publisher. You know what I mean? She asked me to research it. I found it. She didn't. And if I want to publish anything about pear therapeutics, it's my damn prerogative as an autonomous human being to do that. You dumb biatch.
This information gets out there, it could do.
Who are you? I am Bonnie Dwyer, Steph. Who are you? I am Bonnie Dwyer. I'm the same Bonnie Dwyer that emailed you, and then the same Bonnie Dwyer that re-emailed you. I am the same person. And you chose to just ghost me, and then you wonder why BJ's ghosting you? I mean, are you really that dense?
Do some damage, and like I just feel like I'm not ready. And later that
I'm not ready. I was born ready, you stupid British biatch.
I had a dream where I was like categorically
I had a dream. I was like, bleh, bleh, bleh.
told, do not share that. Don't put that anywhere near your YouTube channel. So
Don't put that anywhere near your YouTube channel. We'll go make another YouTube channel. It's pretty easy to do. Put it on an alternate YouTube channel. Get the word out there so other people can investigate. Like you can't hold on to information when we're dealing with, I mean, where is Dahlia? Where is Dia? Like you must live a super privileged life, Steph, that you can take 8 months to come out with this garbage. I mean, granted, I'm sure like a kids TV production show would love this kind of stuff. I mean, it looks like something like, 6 to 8 year olds would really get into this whole thing that she's doing here. It's kind of creepy how the trolls are naked, but I'm gonna get past that. I'm gonna get past that. In fact, the more I'm looking at it, the creepier it's getting when I look at it. But I'm gonna just look away from the screen, and I'm going to say, people keep asking me what was the reality show Steph was on, and I honestly kind of vaguely remember her claiming that as one of her little feathers in her witch's cap. But I know nothing about reality TV, much less British reality TV. And I mean, it could have been like something that was a few episodes and over with. But if anybody, anywhere, if anybody ever sees this at any time in the future, and knows how we can find information on Steph's participation in a reality show, either email bamandahlia@gmail.com. That's BAMANDAHLIA@gmail.com, or comment on this video. Thank you.
So I'd gone back to that person and said like, no, I feel uncomfortable with doing that. And then they were kind of, you need to share this.
Huge finding.
Okay, so that's my t-shirt right there. That's my t-shirt. And she's putting someone's voice in there. I don't think it was mine, saying it was a huge finding. But again, she's like merging it as though both Brennan and I are not human beings that she knowingly and consented to letting create, in Brennan's case, create the server for her, and in my case, participate in the server, and that she asked me to go look for information. It's not like I said, hey, Steph, I think I might want to research anything against peer therapeutics. No, she sends me a DM, which I have a copy of. So for her to, like, all these months later, be this desperate to save face that she's making shit up, I mean, I don't know. And when it's so funny, she's even putting rush order teas, which is where I got it from. I mean, that's creepy. That's super creepy that she knows where I got it from. Wow. Anywho. And that she's putting them on blast in there. I mean, like, this is just intentional fuckery.
Insisted the troll. Well, I've done it anyway. Well, I'm going to do it. Da, 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 da. So I don't know why you're behaving like that. Pointing.
What?
to a new rabbit hole.
That's what happens when you have a bunch of rotten apples. You can compare apples to oranges, but not apples to pears.
Maybe that was Brennan. I don't know.
A whole PowerPoint she'd made.
Haha.
And it came.
Yeah, Brennan definitely made that PowerPoint. She made me sit through it, and it was painful. It was painful. But you know, in fairness, Appa was part of that too. So like Appa, you know, you kind of got out of this all scot-free. But again, I wouldn't have never known Appa's name except who was it? Who was it that it was either Jamie or somebody else. I'm still in touch with Jamie and two other people that I met through. I met Jamie before Steph Server, but two other people that I met in Steph Server, I'm still in touch with. And I don't want to, you know, put a target on their backs, but they know who they are, and I appreciate them.
On the day, she told me that.
More importantly, BJ knows who we all are and appreciates all of us. Maybe not Jamie quite so much, but the rest of us, BJ is very appreciative of our continued comments on any of our channels that you may or may not know about.
Troll number 2
pointed me in the direction of this Reddit, which I don't even get on Reddit.
Okay, so that's Brennan leaving a message for Steph, telling her that I had seen on the Let's Talk BAM Reddit stuff that was directly pointing at Brennan. Okay, and I didn't like that. And it was from an account called BJ Gummy Lips, which I think is the same person that has the Twitter account called BJ Gummy Lips. So I don't go on Reddit much either, but Reddit sends me updates. And when I click on the update on one thing, it's going to show me what's new on the other subreddits that I've visited. Okay, I hate Reddit. But yeah, I'm just kind of putting context behind these little cryptic, you know, contorted voice things that she's putting out there.
Been on Reddit and seen information from troll number 1.
It was kind of about me. It didn't say my name. It didn't say anything.
That it claimed could only be leaked from our group.
It was talking about.
And that's a stupid thing that it could only be leaked from our group, because Brennan was putting out all these Instagram and tagging the whole world in them, talking about like her daughter being kidnapped by the father. Brennan was putting all these stuff, like little subliminal things in these videos she was doing that Steph was publishing about her divorce situation. You know, they would be talking about court documents related to BJ and Lima that, not for anything, I had contributed to the server, and then they go make a video about it, and Brennan uses that as an opportunity, as a platform to talk about her own divorce. It's crazy.
How somebody drove all the way to the apartments. What if some?
I mean, Brennan bragged about driving to Tulsa to try to find Dahlia, and Steph was like totally promoting it as like the best thing that ever happened. Okay, was it illegal to do? No. Was it permissible to do? Sure, why not? Was it effective in any way? No. Did it create this whole narrative that Lima capitalized on and continues to capitalize on? Yes. Is BJ still winning anyway? Yes. Is Steph ever going to win a day in her life? Unlikely.
Somebody that is here is being this imposter that's emailing you, or this person that's writing shit. Countless. Oh my God, BJ, the things is.
Yeah, this BJ Gummy Lips is who it sounds like. It must be Brennan, because the only voices that Stephanie has intentionally distorted that I can tell is either Brennan's or mine. And then she may have distorted a couple of her friends' voices so that I can't recognize them. But anyway, just, it's hard to know with this type of fuckery.
Say about her is unbelievable. then to throw me in the mix, and I know it's me because of the context.
Troll number 1 had loved the limelight, telling her own stories of woe in many a video
That's true. I mean, that's accurate.
we'd appeared on together. And then in a whoever smelt it dealt it deal, troll number 1 revealed her suspicions were that troll number 2
Pointed it out to me.
It's like, don't shoot the messenger, you know? We've probably had content created from a troll today, you know, and pushed and commented on by them also. But I mean, if nothing else, this shows the dirty, dirty, dirty tactics of the entity that is, you know, absolutely insistent upon silencing not just BJ, but anybody who's planning on bringing this truth to light. What are you talking about? Like, you're not making any sense. And I kind of want to like put out, because while I've been like flip-flopping, thinking, how on earth do you try and explain what's just happened with us? I've been thinking to myself, like, I just don't want to put off anybody who genuinely wants to do the journalism, the research, the whistleblowing. Well, that's what Brennan and Brennan are claiming to do. I mean, like, this doesn't make any sense. Speaker 3, however you want to call it, you know, like, I don't want to put off other content creators from talking about this story, but be warned, just be warned, you know, like, let this be. If you're still here, still listening, and let's be real, who really is going to be still here and still listening other than the trolls? Because it's not that interesting a tale, except to them. I mean, to us. I mean, there's like hundreds of views on your video already, Steph, so clearly it's interesting to somebody. I mean, to us, it is as well, right? Except to them. So the thing is, you know, if you're out there thinking like, I want to make a video on this topic or whatever, make the video, say the thing. I have no regrets over what I've said. Like, I will absolutely exercise the right to share my opinion on something of public interest. So will I, Steph. Like, I'll absolutely do that. I would happily get up and tell this whole story to a courtroom if I had any kind of like faith in the justice system. Well, you may not have a choice at this certain point, Steph, because you've created so much enhanced litigation by your complete inability to act like an adult, in my opinion. But yeah, don't let it put you off, but just be warned that the proportionately, whatever. Oh my God.
had done the doo-doo.
How did she know it was me?
Is this
I told you how I knew it was there, Brennan. Okay, so here's Brennan, and here's me, and here's Bonnie saying, Brennan, hey, sweet girl, listen, I get notifications from Reddit, and I clicked on this, and this is what I saw. So I just would, if it were me, I would want to know that people are kind of doing that. You know, like, I don't even think I have a screenshot of that message, to be honest, but I'm sure Steph does. I'm sure Brennan does. I'm sure a lot of people do. So show that message. Don't do all this freaking like narration without, it's just, it's scummy. I mean, it's like, I hope she's using this as an audition for some really sketchy, scummy, low level, nasty, you know, TMZ like video stuff, because it's just gross. It's like, for someone to think of actual human beings that tried to support her both financially and otherwise, to then put this out months later for what? To make NolaLola feel good, to make Illyria feel good, to make Robin feel good, to make SOFLY feel good, to make Brett feel good. That they, and don't forget ReikibyLea. Oh, and don't forget Appa, to make them feel good that they were, of all the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people that emailed you to join the server, they're the only ones that get to be in your inner sanctum, your coven. Oh God.
this getting confusing to you? Me too. My oven was broken at home, and I needed food. I was not in the mood.
Okay, why is she talking about her oven and food and not in the mood? Like, who the hell cares, girl? It's called adulting. Try it sometime.
Stupidly, I'd asked troll number 2, a member of the community who I barely knew, if it would use the apparent law knowledge
If it would use the apparent law knowledge. I mean, this is just, I gotta turn the captions back on for this. if it would use the apparent law knowledge it
said it had
Haha.
to find documents, as I was a tad confused.
I blame you, you ugly British bitch.
And then
That's me. I blame you, you ugly British bitch. I'll say it proud.
I asked troll number 1 to protect info, and she did so by making a big show of it, fulfilling her purpose of saying nothing but shit.
It didn't say anything.
And then it said another troll had told it that troll number 2 had duplicated the server and all the research and...
Oh, good Lord. Okay, so basically, Steph's taking the word of one troll about another troll about another troll, and Steph's the only one with the clean hands, even though Steph has let troll after troll after troll after troll into her sacred server. I mean, I'm gonna have to break this video into a few different parts because I like literally vomit when I'm listening to her. It's unbelievable.
Phew! I cannot tell you. I had the worst view. My brain responded to this kind of spew by giving me a migraine.
Oh, poor Steph. She has a headache. Wah, wah, wah. Girl, you should have reported a raid on your server. If you got this many trolls, it's like, hit the raid button, you stupid. I mean, oh my gosh. Like, it disgusts me that people can even remotely support both BJ and Steph at this point. Like, it disgusts me that there's people on there that I know are still actively supporting BJ and yet are letting Steph get away with this assault on so many of us that trusted her because BJ shouted her out. So we trusted her. Steph, if BJ knows Steph, then I guess we can give all our private information to Steph. Naivety. That's what Steph claims on her. I'm just claiming naivety.
It was easy to block troll number 2.
I blame you.
It was easy to block troll number 2, right? You could have blocked troll number 1 and troll number 3 and troll number 33, but you didn't. You only banned me. What is that? IMDb. Interesting. Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird? IMDb search, birth date at most, January 24th, 1991, female. Isn't that weird? A weird thing that, oh, maybe they're trying to, I don't know. I don't know what this is all about. It's just, it's visually chaotic. Somebody made a comment, which I hope I screenshot it because I'm sure she'll take it down. Oh, this is me. One of my videos where I'm like looking up IMDb. Yeah. Okay. For her. So she's saying it was easy to block me. But she's claiming she couldn't block all the other trolls that she let in. And I'm not saying that I'm a troll. I'm saying that I am not a sycophant to Stephanie's fantasies. So she couldn't control me. I mean, she was able to control me by, her saying jump to get the pair info. And I said, sure, how high, like type of thing. But that was like a one-off on Friday the 13th. I blame the calendar date of Friday the 13th for some of what this happened. And I'm not superstitious at all, unlike the rest of these ladies.
Who had caused nothing but a hoo-ha from the start.
Who had caused nothing but a hoo-ha from the start. Okay, well, I mean, a little feedback would have been good, you know, like you could have just said, look, I don't think you're really vibing with our tribe. And I would have said, oh, okay, cool. Well, I mean, I've already got my own Discord server. I can go over there with Jamie and a few others that are already, you know, doing our research over there. I won't continue to, you know, need to cave into your ridiculous demands, Steph. That would have been an adult thing to do, but no. It's just so you could create your little ugly Bonnie character, your little troll Bonnie character, because you know that must make you feel a lot better about the fucking vacantness behind your nasty eyes.
You ugly British bitch, Stephanie.
I would miss the next part where masks would slip in a brawl that would happen that night in our weekly voice call.
Okay, so this is a Sunday, October 15th. So October 13th is when I told Brennan about the Reddit posts and when Stephanie asked me to look up the pair lawsuits. October 14th, Saturday, is when Brennan's brother apparently died, which I didn't know. And where I got banned sometime overnight of the 14th into the 15th by Steph. That was proven. It wasn't Bryn that banned me, it was Steph. And then there was this call where a bunch of people had like come to me, like, Bonnie, we're so sorry, we're gonna leave Steph's server. I was like, no, don't leave. You stay there. If this is gonna help, it's gonna help Dahlia or BJ, or, you know, if Steph banned me with cause that she has chosen not to share with me, don't jump ship on her. It's not going to help me if you jump her ship, you know? I'm fine. Like, no loss. I'm actually relieved to be out of that troll pit. Because I mean, even Steph herself is admitting it was 90% trolls, okay? And whether I was in the 10% or in the 90%, and I know for a fact I was in the 1% of people that actually were there to support BJ, and Dahlia and autonomy for people. I know I was in that 1%. But even if we go with Steph's faulty math with the 90%, if I was one troll out of 90%, well, kicking me out is just going to leave the 89% of my friends in there, which they were not my friends. None of them were my friends. The only other friend I had in there at the time was Jamie. I made other friends through it, as it sounds like Steph did too. But if I was in the 10% and she kicked me out, then the other 10% are going to, you know, stick with me. And for a moment, it seemed like they were, until Lori convinced them otherwise. Lori being NolaLola. I'm coughing a lot like NolaLola was last time I talked to NolaLola. I hope I'm not dying, but if I am, I've said I'll talk about this till my last breath, and I will. So we're only 7 minutes and 25 seconds into a 41-minute video, essentially. I'm getting sort of a combination of bored and overwhelmed and a little bit exhausted with this. So I think I'm going to go up to like the 10-minute mark, and I'll do like 4 separate videos breaking this down like 10 minutes at a time. So.
But better believe I heard all about it. From trolls and genuine humans alike.
From trolls and genuine humans alike. Okay, so it's Steph's opinion as to who's a troll and who's a genuine human. Okay? Because it's her table, it's her server. It was a gift from Brennan, so she can, you know, she can kick everybody out if she wants to. Fair enough. Fair enough. But calling yourself a genuine human and everyone else trolls is a little bit rich for my taste, to be honest.
But I'd already decided to be on my bike.
Okay.
Psyche and soul needed a whole overhaul. So following that phone call, I took a week off.
She took a week off, so she just ran away and left everybody else to pick up the pieces of her inept decision-making, of her poor judgment, of her failure to communicate with me, of her, you know, her complete lack of discernment.
Met up with another moderator now.
So yeah, so she goes and runs off to Amsterdam with what's her name, Leah, and smokes weed for a week or whatever.
Our pal in a city that would allow me to finally inhale, exhale. I kind of feel low-key that we...
Okay, let's see. Scorpio season. And I was still reaching out to her like, hey, I think this was a misunderstanding. Stupid me, man. I mean, stupid me to even, like, when people show you who they are, believe them the first time. But I think it was people kept saying, no, no, Bonnie, it wasn't Steph. Steph would never ban you. It must have been Brynn. It had to be Brynn. It had to be Brynn. And then Brynn's just like, no, man, like, Steph has the crown. Only Steph can ban. Like, she's like, moderators can kick and do this. And I was like, okay, I see. And then finally, on like October 24th or something, 24th or 25th, Jamie, Brennan, and I were on a voice call on Discord, and somebody shared their screen with me and showed me like the back end, the sort of transcript of like all the actions in the server, and it showed user with my name banned by High Priestess Steph. So, I mean, that was clear as day to me. So even if Steph banned me on Brennan's recommendation, Steph was the one who actually made the call and didn't explain it to anybody. Just assumed that everybody would think I'm a troll, even though people came to me one by one, like, oh my gosh, Bonnie, like that's awful. That's awful. Give Steph time. Give Steph time. I was like, we don't have time. This is an urgent situation. Okay. BJ's court dates aren't going to get postponed because Steph needs to go frolic in Amsterdam with freaking ReikibyLea. No, Steph, you don't get a pass. You're a grown-ass woman, and you, not I, you are a perpetrator of fuckery.
Just almost had a near cult experience ourselves. I do feel a little bit like that. We're not sure who was the cult leader. The picture. It feels good to have taken that time out. I needed it.
And while I took a deep breath, it was all...
What's the difference between vacuous and vapid? I don't know. But all the V words describe this vulgar.
Or hail Steph, with messages left reminiscent of the love bombing in the sleep season.
Well, yeah, because people really had this narrative. Steph is great, Brennan's bad, Bonnie, just wait, Steph will want you back. I'm like, I don't want to be anywhere near this crazy freaking fiasco. I got shit to do.
They all understood my reason. It was all, take all the time that you need, and I won't lie, I almost believed them.
Okay. Well, I mean, people were giving you the benefit of the doubt, something you don't really give to me, now do you, Steph?
Though facts remain intense in the digital dimensions. Doom.
See, there's them filming these little videos, like, yeah. I mean, you see how the dreadlocks, you see how Leah has the same dreadlocks as Seabowls? It's like, it's almost like, it's just, the parallels are so creepy to me. Stephanie and Leah, Brennan and Seabowls. It's so weird.
Devilish.
I mean, it's stranger than fiction, which makes me think maybe this all is scripted, you know? Maybe this is like a meta thing having to do with the whole hot snakes thing, or something else entirely. Because I mean, Steph says she's like a, television professional. Sophie says she like works in the entertainment. I mean, like, this has got to be more than a hobby for them. It has to be.
And too dirty to mention migraines from all of the tension.
Oh, not the migraines. Girl, get a real problem.
Or might that be a symptom of energetic ascension?
Ooh, maybe. Let me look that up in the DSM-72. Energetic ascension. Ooh, if you have energetic ascension, you're going to need virtual reality. I mean, it's friggin'.
Couldn't quite tell. Regardless, defiantly declined bribes from hell.
Defiantly declined bribes from hell. What the hell does that mean? Tell us about those bribes from hell, girl.
Determined to drag me through a shit show and tell of lies.
Determined to drag me through a shit show and tell. What?
False narratives,
False
faux
narratives.
wolf cries, and I
Faux wolf cries. What is she talking about, girl?
still sense ill will from prying eyes. I had no
I still sense ill will from prying eyes.
reason to return.
They didn't expect.
Okay, let's see. Let me see what she's got here. Great. They're not very intelligent. Like they just think everyone's a dark person, and the truth is they're not exactly. And that will be their own doing. I think, speaking of boundaries, you know, they didn't expect me to be willing to just walk away. I think they thought that my having some sort of power over some community because of the way that it was constantly gifted to me in this, like it's all yours, you're the queen, put your crown on, none of that. The crown is a technical term in a Discord server, Steph. It's not like a metaphorical, poetic term like you use it. It's an actual role in a Discord server. I think that they did not expect me to walk away so easily. And obviously, I didn't know that it was a trolling thing. But what came into my awareness was, you know, you were saying about like, what if you had been a yes person to that person? And I think I was a yes person to that person. And it wasn't until I was talking to another friend who was also in the community, but isn't like, I mean, she's not online at all, really, who actually said to me, well, you know, just be careful. You're not enabling that sort of behavior. And it struck a chord with me. It struck a big chord.
Me to be willing to just walk away.
Nothing to gain, no lesson to learn, but for a handful of people I hoped would remain in contact.
Obviously, I didn't know that it was a trolling thing. But what came into my awareness was, you know, you were saying about like, what if you had been a yes person to that person? And I think
Okay, I'm gonna cut this off here because I mean, I'll let it get to 10 minutes. No, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna cut this off here at 9:51 because I'm gonna put this out in segments because she may try to copyright strike me. I mean, I know this is fair use. I know this is commentary. I know this is issues of public concern. I'm gonna put a disclaimer on that, but this bitch is like worse than Brennan. I mean, like I never thought I'd say anything like that, but this bitch is worse than Brennan. So, yeah, I'll continue this as YouTube allows me to. Bye now.